Hey, good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray and Odie.
Man, we hit my collar, done got all jacked up. That's all right. We're going to make it.
Our makeup crew's going to have to do better for us.
No, they keep this up, we're going to fire them.
I have finally run up on a story that I don't think that you know. As we all know, anybody ever watch Bonanza? Lauren Green, Little Joe, and all of those? All right.
Good show.
We all watch Gunsmoke. Did you ever notice there's a similarity in between Lauren Green, which was the daddy Cartwright, Ben Cartwright's horse, and Matt Dillon's horse? You ever notice the similarities?
No.
Yeah, it was. As a matter of fact, it was the same horse. They shared the horse in between the two TV shows.
Well, I'll be dogged.
The horse's name was Danny. It shocks me.
Huh. I wonder if he got paid twice.
Yeah, he should have.
Yeah.
After the show ended in 1973, that all come to a conclusion. Lauren Green, which was Ben Cartwright, bought the horse. He kept it until 79 and then donated it to a children's place for children that were mentally challenged. And the horse died in 92 at 45 years old.
Wow.
But I had no idea that those two horses were the same.
It never crossed my mind to even look. I never really paid that much attention to the horse.
I know. I just thought all those years was loyal to old Matt.
Yeah. And you had your own horse. I ain't sharing a horse with nobody.
I guess there's just really no telling how many things that were shared and swapped. Like if you really glance at the Dukes of Hazzard set, it's been used in a lot of different other movies.
Yeah.
That little round circle there, that's the Walton's home was used in several of those. But it's just stuff that you didn't expect.
Yeah, you just changed the few little things here and there, and you've got a whole separate town.
Yeah.
I got into the first part of it, but what is the ones with the people coming back from the dead?
Walking Dead.
Walking Dead.
I watched the first one.
I watched the first, I don't know, good chunk of them, a few seasons there. And there was that town in Georgia that they used a lot. And on the highways, and they kind of said, okay, we're going to be recording during this time. Nobody cut your grass. You know, here's you some money for, don't need you cutting your grass. So they let the grass grow, so it looked like it was desolate.
There was a lot of times on that show that it'd go 2 years and the grass was still mowed, and I was thinking, wow, look at this.
Yeah.
These walking zombies cut grass.
Yeah, look at that.
I watched that show right up until the baseball scene, and then I never went back. It did it in for me when they did that. I never watched another episode. It's funny how one thing can trick it for you, and you no longer care for it.
It just gets way too far out there. Yeah. And I can't remember what it was that did it for me, but...
And I never watched the other episode of it, and I've yet to watch the 1883s and all of that, the spinoffs.
I've watched all them.
I hadn't touched that yet, and it looks like the main show is going to be ending before long.
You know, I can't believe that's going to end that quick. When you've got a show that's that popular, and when the star's wife requires $250,000 a month in support, you think your butt need to work.
Oof. He's made enough off of Field of Dreams and I guess other shows that cover all that. Oh, but speaking of that, let me show you the horse pictures here since I got these pulled up.
Yeah.
Here's Lauren Green with the horse. And then we cut here to Matt Dillon with his horse there in the background. Same horse.
I'll be dog.
Just don't get any better than Matt Dillon.
Well,
he stood for truth, justice, and the American way.
Man.
It's all one of those as a kid I looked up to. And it often makes me wonder, what do kids look up to today? That's what I looked up to as a kid, of a guy that was always honest no matter what.
I don't know
Tried
if we
to protect
want the
kids.
answer. Yeah. And I don't know if we want the answer to that.
No, we probably don't these days. And that's what's wrong. Hollywood has really, really changed the course, and so many people sit in front of the television that their lives have been changed.
Has named that the Hollyweird, and I think that's exactly where it's gone. It's more sex and kids treating the parents with no respect. It is
And now, as
totally out of the way.
we see the television is fading away, but it is this now that controls it, because it all goes here instead of to the television set. It's just right here. Is it good coming out of yours? Hopefully it's a little Scotty Ray Report and Odie.
Yeah, I mean, we keep meeting everybody. A lot of people every day. I watch y'all.
We appreciate y'all.
Yes, we do.
Did you see where the store owners finally fought back? It was a 7-Eleven where they were getting robbed by this guy going down through there taking all the cigarettes, saying, "You can't do nothing to me."
Yeah.
And they come out with the Hong Kong Phooey sticks.
Beat the fool out of him.
They did.
Stop. What? If y'all hadn't seen that video, oh, yeah.
Here's from Daily Mail. Here he is with the stick.
I think that's after he weared some of that stick down.
Yeah, he broke the stick on him. I guarantee that he will not go back in that store and rob them again. And this morning they're officially saying that there are going to be no charges against them because it was self-defense. Finally, something makes sense. If you remember a few months back, a guy in New York got robbed, and he cut the guy that was trying to cut him, and he got charged.
Yeah.
So a good one for the good guys here that took up for what was theirs. He ain't taking nothing else from them.
Well, and hopefully that right there is now a justification that some of these people may have been scared of. If I retaliate, I'm going to get in trouble. Maybe the courts come out and said, no, if you're defending your property and yourself, go for it.
Yeah.
And they did. They gave him, that's an old-fashioned butt whooping.
And there's the scene there as you glance back over what was going on.
Y'all go on there and watch that.
Daily Mail is where you'll find that. Wow.
It will put a smile on your face.
Because they won. But he was being rude, ugly, and I'm taking it.
Call the cops. You can't do nothing to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they showed him.
Yeah. And I hope that leads more saying, I feel more comfortable doing it. Nobody's going to retaliate and come back and get me, and I'm going to end up going to court and have to defend that. So, I'll defend my place and take this country back.
There's no way that our stores will be able to stay in existence with shoplifting climbing without being able to stop the shoplifters, because now they feel that they can do as he was telling them. Nothing you can do to me.
Yeah, nothing you can do. We run in, grab a bunch of stuff, and run out, and there's nothing you can do.
The cops do show up, they lock them up, and they're turned out within 2 hours.
Oh, yeah. Now come back to court if they even get them.
Right.
And the insurance gets tired of paying for the business's loss, and the insurance goes, I tell you what, if y'all want insurance from me, you can get it, but it's going to cost you this, and the companies, I can't do this no more.
One of the gentlemen that I interviewed in Meridian that had been robbed so many times, his insurance had dropped him, so he no longer has insurance on his product. Over and over and over he was stolen from. And it doesn't take but as much as products cost. $50,000 in inventory is not much anymore.
No.
That can be thrown in the back of a car nowadays. Whew.
Yeah. And then you're out that.
Yeah. Scotty Ray and Odie, it is a Friday morning. Y'all put a smile on. We got a whole lot to talk about today. We'll be right back. Garrett Outfitters on 8th Street is getting you ready for summertime. A large selection of cool hobo shirts. Maybe it's short sleeves. Maybe you need a pair of shorts. If you're going to be cutting grass or maybe riding a tractor this summer, you're going to need a straw hat to keep cool. And as you head to that favorite fishing hole, don't forget you'll need a pocket knife along with a great rod and reel. And if you earn your living in the woods, don't forget to check out their big selection of snake boots, Carhartt pants and shirts for any occasion. It's Garrett Outfitters, 3505 8th Street, Meridian. Summertime has arrived, and Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 has the exact lawnmower for your need. If you've got a big yard with acres and acres to mow, they have a mower for that. No matter the size yard you have, Freeman Tractor has the lawnmower that fits you and your budget.
from 48-inch all the way up to 60, or the X-Mark lawnmower. Plenty of these to choose from. Also, they carry a complete line of LS tractors. Come by for a test drive today. Financing available. Drop in today to Freeman Tractor, Highway 494, see coleslaw or buttermilk. Have you been wanting your own building, your own shed? Speak to our friends at Best Sadia Building, 601-728-1954. Now, they can custom build you a home from a barn dominium. Maybe it's a shed that you're needing, or a simple place to park your car, a garage, a camp house. Maybe you need a place to park your tractor, your motorcycle, or even that lawnmower. They can custom design whatever it is you need. Quality work, trustworthy, Best Sadia Buildings. Speak with Drew, 601-728-1954. Welcome back. I'm your friend, Scotty Ray, along with Odie. Jim Mike, good morning. Good to see you there. So glad you're watching us today.
Yeah, I used to see Mr. Jim all over the place, and I hadn't seen him here lately, and said he's watching from Diversicare. Well, that's a good place. They got some great people.
Yes, sirree.
So, you take care, brother.
Blue Mo, Mississippi joins us. Buddy, how are you this morning there? Snell, Mississippi, look at that.
Snell, yeah. Man, we out there.
Let's see here. Hawaii is one of the next big topics here, as we have at least 66 missing. They're searching for 1,000 people. We know that there are about 55 confirmed deaths. They're expecting a lot more. They say this could be as much as the tsunami. Maybe I missed all of this when it was going on, but it just quickly took over the island.
It did. I mean, there's nothing left. It is. I mean, it's in ruins.
And they had literally had people jumping in the ocean to get away from the fires.
Yeah. Well, you can imagine when the Twin Towers, you had people up on the 90-something floor.
Jumping
To get away from the flame. And then, man, I tell you, that entire island, there's nothing left. Nothing left. It's a brand new slate.
So our hearts go out for that. I'm sure that there will be tons of aid headed to Hawaii to help with all of this. But that is the headline this morning that we're getting out of there. Certainly hate it. Awful. Let's see what else is happening this morning as we go here. Where was I?
Got a special birthday. Birthday's not till tomorrow, but Miss KK, who is Mike Hurd's wife.
Mike?
Yes. He said that he wants to take you back out for some strawberry milkshakes, but said wanted to make sure that he got your birthday on here because he knows you're watching, and he loves you and wants you to have a wonderful day. He didn't tell us how old you were, but we figured it was going to be around 29 and holding.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that, won't we?
Yeah.
We had an accident overnight last night, pretty serious. Overturned car blocked both lanes of traffic there, eastbound coming into Meridian. This will be in the early morning hours. An accident there on 20 that occurred around mile marker, I want to say 126. Meehan had to get up in the middle of the night, go help the Mississippi Highway Patrol with this. I don't think there was any major injuries after the dust settled, but a scary situation nonetheless also as we got out there.
Yeah.
Let's see here. We had an accident last night, Briarwood Road. Ooh. Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department were on scene as the Meridian Police Department arrived there. This would be right near the Hill Country past Taylor's Packasack. Now, I know it's got a new name now, but it, in my mind, is always Taylor's Packasack.
The Packasack is, it's kind of like we still got super stops.
That's right. Can't get rid of it.
No.
But we had an accident there last night. No major injuries as the Meridian Police Department would arrive on scene there also. We got several of those. Now, we also have to go into Newton County last night. We had another accident there. This would be at the end of a road, Henry Mack Smith Road. The car would flip over in a yard, hit another car. Newton County deputies would have to arrive to the scene to give assistance on that also. I don't believe any major injuries, but shook everybody up in the end. So
I bet so, especially if you hit a parked car.
Yeah, several rollovers as we look at all these accidents that did happen. Now, this is one of those would yous.
Yeah.
You would do this?
Yes.
See,
in a heartbeat. I
would. This is Tupelo, Mississippi yesterday as we go up for the Goodyear Blimp. There's just no way that I would do this.
I'd love it.
I've watched.
I'd love it.
What was that? The Hindenburg? Absolutely not.
Yep. Well, that was, it didn't have the helium in it.
Yeah. I watched John Boy and the Waltons cover that story, and I thought, no way. Tell me you did see that episode, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay. But to my knowledge, there's not really that many blimps left, is it? Goodyear and a few.
Goodyear, Fuji's got one, or they did have. I don't remember. I hadn't seen it in a while. There's not really many. Goodyear's the main.
It's the one that sticks out.
Yeah. Fuji I've seen a few times, and they would come out here and land at our airport.
I've seen it there a few years ago.
And refuel and whatever else they're getting. But I mean, it's a pretty cool little dude. I'd like to be on it.
Yeah, you just write me a note and tell me how it is, because you won't catch me there.
Oh, me.
We did have a report yesterday of a drone flying a little too high in the area there. I don't know if you got word of that.
Ooh, I didn't.
Planes coming into the Meridian Airport reported somebody a little too high in altitude. I don't think they ever caught who it was, but can't do that.
You, if y'all have got one, you think, man, they ain't gonna get me. I wouldn't keep thinking along that mindset, because every single drone now, even some of your older ones, send out a radio signal with the serial number and everything about that particular drone.
How high can you go up? Is it 400 feet? Is that
400 feet. 400 feet. But if you're doing an inspection, it's 400 feet above that object.
Okay, this was around 1,200 feet yesterday, so it was obviously in airspace that it didn't need to be.
Yeah, and you will get a nice little visit. And if it's really, really dangerous, they can take over your drone, and that drone will tell you exactly where you're at controlling it.
And come get you.
And be knocking on your door. So y'all be careful. Them little dudes now send some information back that the FAA can grab hold of.
We got some missing dogs, Odie, as we look at this morning. There's nothing worse than losing your pet. And we all know that. You worry about them until you get them back. We wanted to show you this. This is missing out in the Fisher Road area between B.W. Johnson Road and Fisher Road, 616-1213. If you happen to see these two fellows, they're golden doodles.
Oh, them aren't some cheap dogs either. So.
All right. I'm sure they stick out. You don't see many of these, so if you happen to see them, we got a telephone number for you to call to get these fellows back home.
Yeah, y'all get them home. Man. And they're big dogs.
Yeah, they are. Wow. Have a lot to eat there.
I'd miss my dog. I love my dog.
Oh, I know. Y'all know how I am about mine. The Mississippi Highway Patrol in Meridian has started a new Facebook page. We wanted to share this with you. They got hacked and their page got destroyed, so they had to start over. And this is what it looks like. So if you were going there, I thought I already was a member. This is why. It's MH Troop H Space Meridian. I can't talk this morning, Odie.
It's Friday. We've had a long week.
We have.
But that's boy, I tell you right there, that picture, that's got some strength behind it.
It does. I remember when they took that picture.
Yeah,
everybody was going, "Why's the road blocked?"
But wow, what some great people that's in Troop H. We work with a lot of them, and great group of men to work with.
Absolutely. And that's some of the stories we got shaping so far this morning. It is Friday. We do hope you're doing good. We got more to talk about as we begin this stroll on a Friday morning. We'll be right back.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
Are you looking for a job that could last a lifetime? Structural Steel is hiring now. With employees that have been there from 20 to 40 years, they're family owned and operated since 1975. Competitive starting wages, a 401k package, and great insurance. Immediate openings on the day shift and night shift. From entry-level helpers, welding and tacking, grinding and fitting. And the list goes on of job openings. Start your future today at Structural Steel. Call 483-5381. Philadelphia Gun and Pawn, located at 910 Posey Avenue, has tons of lawnmowers to choose from. A big selection of zero-turn lawnmowers, power washers, and even barbecue grills. Step inside the store and see their complete line of Liberty safes along with those Browning safes. A large selection of Louis Vuitton purses along with satin shirts and bead sets. And tons to choose from for the outdoorsman in your household. And always a great deal on any type of jewelry you're looking for. And a private lobby for pawns for your confidentiality. Philadelphia Gun and Pawn.
Welcome back, Scotty Ray and Odie.
Talking about some more of that behind the scenes stuff, you know.
Ooh, we always got something going on.
Yeah.
We wanted to say thank you out to Southeast. I mentioned this briefly this morning. A tree was down here on Causeyville Road, right past Shiloh, Vinville. They got out early this morning before daylight and got that cleared up for everybody to be able to travel on to work. And we do appreciate them going above and beyond getting that done.
Yeah, we got to get those chillins to school.
Yeah.
And make sure, and I tell you, Causeyville and everybody out that way, Clarkdale, Vinville, why not, all do a great job. We're blessed with the fire departments we have all over Lauderdale County. Every one of them are top notch. Every one of them are trained. Every one of them are dedicated. And I tell you, if you want to be part of a team that works together with professionalism, you go pick whichever one's close to you, because Lauderdale County Fire Service has got some of the most dedicated fire chiefs.
So do you have to wait a certain time to join, or can you just at any time walk up to one of the fire departments and ask if you can be a part of it?
You just walk up to any one of them and say, hey, I'd like to be a part.
And keep in mind, not when you think of fire departments, you think of rushing into a fire. I think everyone knows that not everybody's meant for that. So there's other jobs that you could do.
There is so many things out there. It doesn't matter what age you are. Now, we're talking the older part of the age. Not you still got to be 18 before you join. Some of the departments have a youth. Some of them don't. But 18 to join and go to the school. 21 to drive the big red trucks with the woo-woo lights.
Woo-woo lights.
But we've got something for every single person out there, no matter what it is, whether it's just something from helping us at fundraising, helping when we get back from a fire to a wreck to EMS. We work with Metro. You can get all this training, but you can do anything you want to through the fire department. And if going inside of a burning building is not one of them, that's the one thing you don't have to do.
That's right. That'd be me.
So, but definitely come down there and be a part and just walk in and say, I want to be a part of this. I want to help y'all. What do you want me to do? What can I do? And this is something I don't feel comfortable with. And you will be welcomed with open arms.
There you go. So make yourself useful. Hey, we had an incident yesterday morning. We have to say a big thank you to Terry Lewis and all the gang over at Lewis Wrecker pulling up. We had a boo-boo there. Not necessarily a boo-boo, but we have, as we see, a truck got stuck on South Frontage Road. It was a car hauler. They had to come pull that out of there. It had both lanes blocked there, and they pulled it to where, that happens a lot over by
right there where he was
Sam's. Sam's in those areas there when they try to cross over there by Crossroads. It's a common area that the trucks get stuck. This one done the same thing coming out of here. So be mindful these things happen.
Yeah, that's
those
part
low
of
boys are the worst about getting hung.
Yeah, because they are extremely low, and you have that big hump in the middle, and it doesn't take much.
Yeah, so just keep that in mind. Anybody watch King of the Hill?
I just now I'll watch some Daffy Duck and I'll watch some cartoons like that, but cartoons like that just don't turn my interest button on.
Gotcha. I've never watched it. I've seen a couple of clips of it, but the voice of Dale, the neighbor, he's 59 years old, has passed away. It was a big show. So the loss of King of the Hill, the voice, he done a lot.
One of our wonderful Meridian City PD officers says, I'll watch that show. So, hey, thank you for keeping us safe.
Yes, sirree. But a lot of people loved it.
I watched the clippings where the one neighbor would be over going, have you seen that one?
No, I have not.
He can't talk worth a flip.
I saw the episode to where they were going to the Grand Ole Opry and they convinced the kid next door to go because he could play the fiddle. It was funny. That's the one I've seen. It was really, really funny.
Now, see, Roadrunner's my hero. See, that's what I can get in. That's what we grew up with. So, yeah.
You would probably like this. It's you and Greg at work is what it really is. So y'all should watch that.
Well, now I'm going to have to go watch.
It truly King of the Hill. It is. He's just an American guy that sits back and thinks the world's going to in a handbag, and he tells it how it really is.
Like what
Supreme Court has blocked Brett Favre's escape from the welfare lawsuit. They said you can't get out. He had asked to be dismissed from all this, and they said no. We'll see where this goes.
Now, isn't our governor?
He's suing Governor Phil Bryant.
Yes, he's trying to get out too, isn't he?
Right, and he's also suing the people that reported it. That doesn't mean that he's going to win. It just means that he's suing them. It's a lot with this that it's going to take years to get this situated.
There's a reason that they didn't let him out.
Yeah, we don't know yet
what it is, but wow. They
denied it. So we'll keep you posted as information on that comes available to pass that along.
Man, that's gonna get interesting.
It is. One of the few times that I've seen they had the text messages that I've seen media sued over this, and they had verbatim what went on, and Governor Phil Bryant still sued the agency for printing it. And there may have been some other reasons, don't get me wrong, that I don't have in front of me, but he did sue. He made the threat and went through with it.
That's when you've got it written down on text messages, in emails, and all, you can't deny it.
So we'll see
Be careful out there.
We'll see what the governor does, or former governor, I guess.
Or former governor, yeah.
Right. We'll keep you up to date on that. Now, they found a wrecked vehicle in Jackson, Mississippi. I don't think this is going to shock anyone. He was found shot, and he later passed away at the hospital. Jackson, Mississippi. And, of course, that would be a drive-by shooting is what went on with this. More and more and more of this in Jackson, Mississippi. And what happens in Jackson, y'all remember this, whatever happens in Jackson will come to Meridian. It is the capital. And while authorities there do not want the capital to police to expand the help, baffles me.
There's help, willing to help for free. It's not costing you anything extra. Y'all need all the help y'all can get with the law enforcement, and y'all need all the help you can get with the water department, because now I'm not drinking that water, but me and you sitting over here paying for it along with everybody else that's watching our show.
Yeah.
Because we had to bail them out.
That's exactly what went on.
Millions of dollars for failure to maintain your own water system.
And when you get into the police situation, they've even passed this stuff to where if outside agency or another town is in pursuit of a bad guy and they get to the city limits of Jackson, they got to stop. They won't allow them to enter the city in pursuit.
That's why we ought to blow them up when they first started running, and you won't have to worry about it. I'm telling you, these bazookas
have you
work.
seen those tire things where you drive up behind this, the latest thing, and it shoots out a net underneath the tires?
Yeah, wraps all up in there.
I don't know if that would work or not. Is it safer? I'm not sure.
Well, I'm not worried about the safer part. Not for them. I am for the people they're passing.
Well, but you also got to wonder a lot of times and the reason that all that is put in there is because there could be a child in the car. No one's aware of who's in it. There's a lot plays into it. And Lord, these people that run from the law, they wouldn't be running if they weren't guilty of something.
You run from the law and you've got a child in the back of your car?
Ooh. And they do it, though. You know it as well as I do.
Yeah.
And endanger thousands of lives by doing so.
And I'm going to take this little time here. If you've got a fire alarm on your home with the burglar alarm and everything else, and you're in there cooking, or you're in there sanding your walls and your fire alarm goes off, that alarm company will call your phone. And you were to answer it and say, look, send me help, or hey, my mistake, don't send anything, don't do anything.
Right.
And when you don't answer that phone, that alarm company says, oops, they're not at home or they're not around. We need to send somebody. So here we go. Here's your fire trucks coming to you. If we're going to a fire, Metro Ambulance is coming too. So now Metro's coming. You got police department or sheriff's department. They're coming to back up. So now you've got all these emergency vehicles that's coming to your house.
Right.
Every single car that an emergency vehicle passes, you just put in danger.
Sure.
But when we get there, we find out, oh, well, we were sanding a wall and the alarm went off and we just didn't answer the phone. Or we were cooking and we just didn't answer the phone.
So you're saying take that extra step to
Take that extra step.
pay attention to the phone call.
Pay attention to the phone and call and say, look, here's my key password. I don't need any help, because you're putting a lot of people in danger when we have to roll these apparatuses unnecessarily. So be careful.
Keep it in mind. We'll be right back as we continue. 7:30 already. Y'all
Just
smile.
like that.
Patrick Allen Companies services and repairs all brands of overhead doors, residential and commercial. Our service technicians are factory trained and have over 125 years of combined experiences. At Patrick Allen Companies, we are not interested in being the biggest, just the best. We are just 4 miles south of Meridian on Highway 145. Patrick Allen Companies, safety, service, and satisfaction.
J&J Tire and Muffler, located at 3420 8th Street, invites you by. And if you need a front-end alignment, make sure to try their new state-of-the-art alignment machine. No matter the size of your truck and car, J&J can align it. J&J also has touch-free mounting, laser wheel balancing, and as always, they provide preventive maintenance, including CV axles, shocks, struts, brakes. And they even do work on motorcycles. With the largest selection of new and used tires, along with exhaust systems. Locally owned and operated since 1978 in Meridian.
For something as vital as your eyes, you should have your lenses and contacts made with the utmost care and precision. And that's what Grayson Optical does on 24th Avenue. Since 1996, Grayson Optical's mission has been to provide Meridian and surrounding areas with quality eye care products. That's why we're locally owned and operated. And don't forget, custom-made sunglasses like Costa for your eyes only. When you need to see clearly, Grayson Optical. 2021 24th Avenue, Meridian. 601-693-6374.
Sunshine expected today. Let's talk about that. We're looking at 98 with a heat index of 110. Severe storms could happen after 4 o'clock this afternoon. It's a level 1. So it's not as bad as it could be, but expect some showers this afternoon after 4 o'clock. But 110 on the heat index side. It's going to be hot.
Whoo! Yeah, here we are. It's a broken record. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate.
That's correct. As we go back and take a look at this day in history, I'm sure that we all remember this guy. He was a famous writer. Alex Haley was born on this day back in 1921. Wrote Roots and several other books along those lines on this date. Let's see here what else we have.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
I know this from Clint Eastwood most of all.
Oh, yeah. That was a good movie.
Alcatraz opened on this day, and that would have to be like the end of the line. Nowhere to go, no way to get out. And so did that really happen or not? You know, there was that one person that was never
They
found.
couldn't find, yeah.
Supposedly made its way out through the trenches of the sewer pipes. Possibly.
You know, made paper mache heads and bodies and what else you gonna do? You got all this time on your hands.
Yeah.
But I still wish they'd have never closed it.
It's the perfect facility for that.
Except there's too much shelter. Needs to be a lot of green so you have a bunch of hose and rakes and water hoses for your vegetable garden so you can eat.
Yeah, there's absolutely no place to do that there, is it?
Yeah, and then a tent to live under.
That's the way it used to be done. 1946, these rose-colored glasses. Anybody remember that?
Oh, man.
John Conley was born on this date back in 1946. Straight Miss Emily's Picture, also the old school. Some of the songs that John Conley had, and on the backside of 30. There was no well to climb. And y'all know the song there. He took last Friday off to drink this must rent. What a line.
Man, that said it all, didn't
She's
it?
gone back to mama with the boy by her side. Now I'm wine drunk. 1952, one of the biggest things happened in this man's career. It made him a hero. He was fired from the Opry. That doesn't happen often. They kept saying they were going to hire him back. Well, it didn't work out in the end. Hank Williams was fired from the Grand Ole Opry. And they said due to excessive drinking.
Well, he did.
He did have a little issue there. And on his side, he did it a lot of it for the pain that he had. He had scoliosis of the back, and he did drink a lot to try to kill the pain. And, well, it just, when he got on it, when he, what's his name, when you get on the whiskey, he couldn't stop. Hank Williams.
It's tough.
The greatest there was when it comes to country songwriting.
There's
What do
a
they call it?
tear in my beer. 'Cause
That's one of 'em.
I'm dying for dear. You are on my lonely mind. You didn't know I could sing, did you?
He's all over it there.
I like some Hank Williams.
I'm so lonesome I could cry.
Oh,
The
yeah.
list just goes on and on of what he did. And, of course, on the gospel side is Luke the Drifter, one of the greatest there ever was. As many of you sat in church and sang some of his hymnals. He was good at what he did.
Oh, Hank.
1953, this old boy was born. I'd say he's kind of flamboyant, wouldn't you?
Oh, just a little bit.
Hulk Hogan made it
Man. Wow.
right up until that video of him and his neighbor.
1953. Yeah.
It kind of messed things up. We won't go there, but
Just a little bit.
1973. This was a big movie. Ron Howard. Was this
yeah.
one of his bigger or first times outside making a movie?
I think this is one of the first ones that he really pushed.
American Graffiti opened in theaters on this date. Cindy Williams was in it. Of course, that was from Laverne and Shirley.
Yeah.
So if you remember that, and of course that yellow car always sticks out at that red light sitting there loping.
Boy,
That's what I remember there. 1984, what was the number one song? You heard it at every red light on 8th Street. If y'all remember back when everybody cruised up to the Sonic and back around to the movie theater, this is what you would hear.
Man.
Ghostbusters.
Man, that was something.
It was.
Blew up the poor Marshmallow Man. It's the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Who thought of that?
You're killing me, Odie.
It was, don't let the beams cross.
Back when people actually had imagination when they did movies.
Yeah, and
believe
didn't
it
have
or
to
not.
remake anything.
I don't know if anybody has ever heard this. I have. But before a radio interview went on, the president at the time, Ronald Reagan, was there, and he jokes and goes, Americans, we have just dropped a bomb on Russia. And he was joking, and a lot of folks took it for seriousness. But he was joking around. This happened on this day as we pulled this up to show you this. It was August the 11th. My fellow Americans, I'm pleased to tell you that today I've just signed legislation that will outlaw Russia forever. We begin bombing in 5 minutes. And he said it.
Well, yeah, he's the one that he said that there was a guy that wanted to run for office, and he went to a farm and wanted to talk to the farm hands.
Yeah.
And the owner of the farm said, you know, if you want to talk to everybody, if you want to climb up on top of that manure pile over there and talk to everybody at once, you're welcome. So you might not like what they think, but you're welcome. And he said his speech and everything else. And one guy says, we've never had a Republican come here and talk to us about anything. And the old Republican said, well, I've never stood on a Democrat platform to do it with.
He was good at off the cuff. I remember the remark that he made about the guy trying to make a crack at him for being older, and he said, I'm not going to hold it against you since you're young and dumb and don't know anything. I forget how he worded it, but he turned it around on him.
Oh, man, he was good. But, yeah, he didn't mind throwing a joke out.
No, he didn't. And there's only been one president quite like him.
Uh-huh.
Let's go back to 1989 when Dolly, she changed it up a little bit and said, why'd you come in here looking like that? It went number one.
Oh, Dolly.
And she will be in Philadelphia, Mississippi, if you're a big Dolly fan, if you're looking for some of that. And in closing, the last thing that we've got for you today, a member of, as we mentioned, Hank Williams, a member of the Drifting Cowboys, one of the last links that you would get to Hank Williams, passed away on this date. Don Helms passed away in '08. He was a member of that drifting cowboy band.
Oh, steel guitar. Man, that's got that unique sound. Just
And every time I hear that, I always hear in the back of my head that song of Hank, let's talk about your mama. Tell me how your mama loved that man.
Woo, man.
Back on the cover, we got a couple more things here. Back in 13, what was on TV Guide? We all watched it. If you couldn't,
Yeah.
Breaking Bad.
Yeah. One of those that took you about 2 episodes to really get to it. By the time that third one, man, it was like boom. There
You were
it was.
pulling for the bad guy. You couldn't help it.
Yeah.
He was so likable. And we would lose one of the funniest men that there ever graced anything, from Mork and Mindy to Happy Days and on forth, as we lost Robin Williams, who took his life to suicide on this day back in 14.
Nanu.
I didn't see it coming. I don't think anybody did.
No. Laughter is great, but wow, it
Yeah.
didn't help him.
Scotty Ray and Odie, it is Friday morning. Can y'all believe that? Coming up, we're going to tell you where we'll be in just a little bit. A big occasion coming up for Meridian. We'll tell you more about
Yeah.
that.
Your local farmer knows a good deal when he sees one. The L-Series Kubota tractor is the #1 selling compact tractor in the USA and offered at Parish Kubota with 0% financing available. Come see why we're more than a tractor store at Parish Tractor.
If every time the wind blows you get a little leery about a tree over your house, talk to my friends at Reed Tree Service. There's no reason to be worried about a tree crashing through your house. Mike Reed has years of experience dealing with trees. It can be as simple as having a limb removed or a tree that is just huge too close to your shop or house. It's not going to cost you anything to have Mike come out and give you an estimate. They're licensed and insured, taking care of East Mississippi and West Alabama. Reed Tree Service. Have tree, will travel.
Health Now is your locally owned medical equipment store. Every person's need is a little different, and they offer a little bit of everything from hospital beds, wheelchairs, reclining back wheelchairs, breathing treatments, CPAPs and supplies. They even have walkers, bath products, and oxygen. And the great thing about Health Now is they offer same-day service. They're open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and on call 24/7. Health Now Medical Equipment, where we treat our patients like family.
Well, a logo that you know, and that's Chet's Paint and Body. You'll find that out in Center Hill. You see them all day long taking care of business. A lot of folks go there. Why? Well, it's dependability. You've seen them forever there. Chet's been doing it since high school. He's been around forever. A handshake is all it takes. Well, a handshake is what it is. It's a code of honor. 737-2961 is the number. No matter what's been done to your car, they can put it back to the way it was. Smooth paint matches, one of the big things that they do there, from fender benders to, well, head-ons. No matter what happened to your car, they can put Humpty Dumpty back together again, can't they?
That's right. And they're going to use OEM parts. They're not going to get just the cheapest old part to throw on your car.
That's right.
So go down there and see them today and let them put your ride back on the road.
It's easy to do there in the curve. Highway 495 is where you'll find Chet and his bunch. We've got a few birthdays that have trickled in.
Yeah, we've got, Richard Parker. Happy birthday to you. Anna Catherine Lee, 6 years old today. And now we've got a big one, Nathan Atkinson. He went from being a kid to a young adult.
Uh-oh.
Teenager. 13 years old tomorrow. So happy birthday. Eat it all up today, because you're a kid today, but you're going to be a young adult, a teenager tomorrow. And then here's something I saw on Anniversary.
Yeah.
Brought back some memories, some great people I've known my whole life. Jackie and Charlie Smith, 60 years. Great people, 60 years anniversary. Happy anniversary.
That's a heap of them, 60. This year marks our 33rd, so we only halfway there.
If I count all mine together.
I wasn't going there, Odie. I was not going to touch that.
I bet the Smith's sitting back going, I never thought I'd seen him on TV. But here I am. But
How you doing?
happy anniversary to y'all. They grew up right down the street and everything. So great people.
We had talked about a place to go this morning that's going to be held. Mike Couch and the gang are doing a good thing today.
So they're going to be at United Way at 10 o'clock. And this is going to be over there behind, it's on North Hills behind KFC and all that. And they're doing a flag presentation. And so that's something that they want to start. You know, Mike and his team brought the rolling wall,
right,
and had a huge deal for Meridian, and they had a little over 2,000 people that came out and supported that, and I want to say thank you for that. And he is going around now, and like once a month they're going to try and do some flag presentations for businesses that really step up and do what they can do to help out organizations like his. And today's the first one at United Way, 10 o'clock. If you can, be there. We're going to be there.
Yeah.
And I think this is awesome to get flags out to the community. And remember when we have, hey, fly your American flag every day. We've got ours back there.
Pole's a little bent. But
Pole's a little bent, but that's okay. But if you've got a flag, proudly let that wave in the wind. And Mike is helping some of these businesses with the new flag to make it look good. So.
Absolutely. We mentioned a moment ago that NOAA said that just because it's been calm so far this year, don't discount hurricane season. As we look at this, they're predicting now a 60% chance of 14 to 21 named storms with winds of 39 miles an hour or higher. 6 of them, 6 to 11, could become hurricanes, including 5 major hurricanes.
A major is class 3.
Yeah.
Or above.
111 miles an hour is what's
111
predicting.
miles an hour. But I tell you what,
We don't need
some
it.
scary stuff. We do not need that. Man.
So this is in NOAA's, and we're just getting into August, and usually this stuff starts coming in late August, September. It goes all the way through November the 1st, and then comes nasty again for the state of Mississippi as we'll move back into tornado season beginning November 1 also. So bad weather season kind of beginning middle of this month toward the end of it. So be prepared. We'll be behind the scenes working on all this.
That's it. It's going to be, we'll stay there working with it and looking, but hurricane season's not over. It's been quiet, but it's not over.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Let's see here what else is happening this morning as we look at this. We talked about the plane dropping down. I did it earlier this morning.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Nashville Library. 2 gunmen at large after a shooting at a Nashville library. Nationwide news this morning.
That's terrible.
When was that Nashville not long ago had that happened, the explosion that happened up there? Do you remember that? Near the telephone?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember.
It was during COVID, wasn't it?
It was, and it was something to do with, it was a terrorist act.
Yeah, it sure was.
Golly, now I'm trying to figure out. It was something to do with the communications part of it.
Such a horrible thing that went on there. Let's see here. As I look back at the latest that we're getting here from Hawaii, they're still saying 55 are confirmed dead. 1,000 people are still missing.
And the headline on that reads, "Hell on Earth."
And it is.
And it really, the only thing that you can do at this point is to get a line of bulldozers and go from one end to the other and start fresh for this community. Hawaii took a beating, and they need our prayers.
And we will say this for Oprah. Oprah is there. She owns a lot of land there. She's there handing out food to families. You got to give kudos where it deserves, and she is doing that.
And Floyd Mayweather is paying people airline to get on the airline and get out of there and go to safety. So, man, kudos to Oprah, kudos to Floyd Mayweather of stepping up and helping their communities and getting them some safety. Man, it's terrible. We've got to give them some prayers and get the good Lord over there to help him. All we got to do is ask the good Lord to come be with us, and the good Lord will be.
That's right. We have, as we get back to some of these local headlines, and you go, what are people thinking? A Batesville woman. Well, she's been accused of, as we all know, embezzlement. that'll get you a few years behind bars. 25 years old. Just no sense in doing this. She's out on a $2,500 bond. Bond. Kind of sounded.
She's in a bind.
Yeah, she is.
Shad White.
Shad does not take it.
That was one thing that he didn't have a competitor on.
That's right. No one ran against him. I don't think they would have stood a chance.
I don't know. The only time somebody else going to run for that office is when he steps down, and I don't want him to.
I see him, though, as I've said before, he will one day run for governor.
And he'll get it.
I would bet you money on that. Scotty Ray and Odie, we've got more on the way.
Meridian's favorite barbecue is Squealer's Barbecue, named the barbecue capital for the state of Mississippi. Whether it's barbecue, wings, or burgers, Squealer's simply has the best for a family environment. Every Thursday night, there's live music out on the porch. Takeout orders are welcome, and whether it's your next tailgate or large catering event, your friends at Squealer's are there to help. Drop in for lunch today or a night out on the town. Squealer's Barbecue, the best in fine barbecue.
Are you ready for summer? Massey has a 2021 Jeep Wrangler that's waiting on you with only 61,000 miles. How about a Rogue with 57,000 miles? A 23 Camry with only 50 miles on it? Or maybe it's a Toyota Tacoma four-wheel drive that you're needing. From Silverados to F-250s, Massey Supermart Auto Sales, 1023 Highway 39 North.
Profit dealer, Massey Supermart.
Welcome back. It is Friday. The weekend is upon us. We do hope you have some plans made for the weekend to enjoy yourself. But keep in mind, this is going to be one of the hottest weekends that we've had. Temperatures are going to be at 100, and then we're looking at the heat index side to be 110 plus throughout the entire weekend. So anything after 8 a.m., be cautious of what you do and wait till about 8 o'clock if you can, late in the evening, to go out to start doing things, because it is just going to be unbearable, and we don't want you to have a heat stroke at the end of the day, what this is all about.
Yeah, if you've got to put some lights on your lawnmower to help you at night, remember that everything's still extremely hot. But don't get out there in the middle of this sun and just bear down on it. And it's too hot. It's just too hot.
As we go to, this is never good. What was it that Rocky Balboa, what's his real name?
Yeah, Sylvester Stallone.
Sylvester Stallone and Kurt Russell.
When he went to
Tango and Cash.
Yeah.
If you've ever watched that movie, this might be a ripoff of that. A Mississippi former cop has been arrested for robbery of a store in Ellisville.
That he used to work at.
Rump, row. It's not going to be nice for him when he goes to jail.
People are going to say, don't I know who you are?
Didn't you put me here?
Yeah, come here, boy.
It usually don't work out so well.
Yeah, you better do something to get into confinement.
That I cannot imagine. It's not going to be pretty for them.
Yeah, no, not at all.
We have a Mississippi football coach that is in ICU as his team prepares for game night. High school coach is in ICU. That's just Madison Ridgeland Academy's Herbert Davis was hospitalized Sunday with an infection from his kidney dialysis. So we pass along prayers for that family there.
Yeah. Team, y'all do one for the gripper.
Yeah, that's
Isn't that
right.
what it was? Isn't that what?
For the Gipper?
Gipper.
Wasn't that also a line that...
that Ronald Reagan came up with.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yep.
Take one for the Gipper.
Man, that's kind of like moving the deer crossing sign. Have you heard that?
No, I don't think I have.
So there was some wrecks that people hit a deer.
Yeah.
And there was some signs put up that says deer crossing ahead.
Yeah.
And the radio station was talking about it, and this lady called, and she was mad. Said she's called the wildlife place, she's called the sheriff's department, she's called the highway department. She's almost hit a deer in this area. And she was mad because they would not move the signs to a safer place for these animals to cross. That they put these signs up in a heavily traveled area for the deer to cross on a highway. And this kept on, and they kept trying, lady, this is to warn you that there's deer across here. And she was upset. And they finally, after the show, and you can find this on YouTube, it's funny, but it's not. They went back and sat down with her and explained all this. And then she came back on the show and she goes, y'all, I feel so dumb. She said, now I
She
realize she did claim it. She said, I now realize that that's to warn us that, dear, they don't say, oh, this is where I can cross and go. But it was, yeah. There's people that we walk beside and drive beside every day that think
vote
like this, and they vote. Come on, people. Yeah.
Odie, we got us another birthday there.
Woo, Maria Francis Warren, birthday tomorrow. A lot of people got birthdays tomorrow, so Saturday's going to be a big day.
It is. We do see that, and we don't know if there's a connection, but they're still investigating this. Prentice, Mississippi, a lady got out of jail. She was found deceased on the highway the next afternoon. Was there a connection? Did she know something, or they're investigating that?
Yeah.
25-year-old Hannah Lauren Roberts of Silver Creek, Mississippi. Sure hate that.
Yeah, that's tough there.
And we did see in Terry, Mississippi, to where a 14-year-old has killed his younger brother by accident, thinking that he was a burglar breaking into the house. That happened earlier in the week, and we certainly pass along condolences to that. This is a pretty big deal here, as a college football player has given up his scholarship. There's a guy that was going to college that had been given plasma to try to make his way through college, and he gave his scholarship to his football player friend so he could attend college. Not everybody will take those steps to ensure to help somebody else.
Yeah, that was
It's kind of like the pass it on thing, isn't
That's
it?
right. That's right.
That hadn't happened in Meridian in quite some time, of the pay it forward thing in a restaurant.
No, it hadn't. I don't go through drive-thrus as much anymore.
Because your truck won't fit in it.
That's true.
Big trailers behind it causes an issue.
But I have gone in there and, sir, your food's been paid for. The lady, all right, well, let me pay for the one behind me.
Yeah, it's always a good thing there.
I always get that feeling like, how big of a family is that back there behind me? It's just me eating, and oh Lord, I got a daggone family of 8 back here. My luck, but I've been lucky. But yeah,
Pay it forward if somebody does you a favor there.
Yep.
They're whining from jail. There's no other way to word this. If Chrisley knows best, I bet he knows now. Him and his wife are in jail, and they say they're at their lowest point, as every plea deal they get is rejected.
Oh.
Looks like they're going to have to stay in jail, and we're talking about the two people that were rich, flamboyant on television, flashed everything. They're not letting them out.
Well, it wasn't even his money.
Yeah.
He went and got $3 million from the bank and then turned around and filed bankruptcy.
Cheating is what it was all about.
Y'all go back and look, and there's something that these kids watch. They watch them and, they want to be like them and want to do. These people are frauds.
Exactly.
You go read up on how they got their money. You're paying for it.
Yeah.
We're paying for what they're doing, and y'all support them on their TV show and everything else. Now the kids, that's different.
Yeah.
Because they were just rooked into it. Now what they do on their own, I ain't got no problem with that. But these two yahoos right here, y'all got what y'all deserve.
Yeah, he got 12, and I want to say she got maybe 8 years.
I think
somewhere along those lines.
And two different locations. I think he feels more comfortable than she does.
Probably so.
I'm not saying nothing.
But that's your guessing here.
Yeah.
Trump gaining ground as DeSantis drops another 9 points in the polls. The more they push him, the stronger he gets.
Y'all, they are so stupid.
This is
They can't see that they're helping us. And I'm
They're
sitting
helping
back
him.
going, okay.
the Florida. Seriously, at some point, you would have to think that Ron. It may be past the point where they could join forces and become one at this point. Vice president and president. It may be past that after so much has been said.
Yeah,
But,
Ron won't do that.
But Trump, as much as they've taken away, he's not backing down. I got to say that man, he can take a lick and keep on ticking. He's kind of like the Timex.
That's right.
We want to say thank y'all for joining us each and every day. We certainly enjoy y'all. Thanks so much.
We couldn't do it without you. Wouldn't want to do it without you. And we appreciate it. We do. And then we'll be back in 71 hours to do this again. Start this week over again. But until then, Love one another, love yourself, love the Lord, and we thank you. Have a
AJ
good
Page. Wait a minute. We got a late birthday there. AJ Page.
Yeah, line band in Scuba. And Grandma says, happy 18th birthday.
All right.
Good
That'll
deal.
see you Monday.
Yeah, have a great weekend.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: